Hi, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another lesson for grade 5 chemistry. In this lesson, we are going to learn about freezing point. If you remember in our previous lesson, we learned about freezing, what is freezing. And in this lesson, we will talk about freezing point. And then we will learn about the freezing point of different substances. So let's begin. Here you can see water. It is in the liquid state and it gets converted into ice, which is a solid phase. And in our last lesson, we learned that when the liquid changes to solid, it is called freezing. Now, the temperature at which the liquid will change to solid, that temperature is called freezing point. That is called freezing point. So the temperature at which a liquid changes to solid is called freezing point. Here, one thing keep in mind. Previously, we learned about the melting point. When a solid change into liquid, it do so at a particular temperature. It happened at a particular temperature. That temperature is called melting point because solid is changing into the liquid, so we call it the melting point. When the same liquid will change back into the solid, it will also be at the same temperature. For example, ice get converted into water at 0 degrees Celsius. But if we will change the water into ice, so it will also change into solid at 0 degrees Celsius. So we can say freezing point of a liquid is equal to the melting point of the substance in the solid form. In other words, you can say for a substance, its melting point and freezing point will be equal, will be same. Here is the in the slide you can see the freezing point of different substances are shown. And if you compare it with the melting point, it will be same. Like the melting point of iron was 1589. So it means if we will convert the liquid iron into the solid iron, it will also be 1589. Same will be with the case of aluminium. Aluminium is having the melting point 660. So if we will change the liquid aluminium into solid, it will also convert it into the solid at 660. Same is the case with ice, copper, silver. Silver is if we will melt the silver and change it into liquid, it will melt at 961. So if we want to change the liquid silver into solid silver, so it will convert at this temperature. That is why at room temperature, these substances they are having more than the room temperature. So they are all actually solid at the room temperature. So from here we can also say that if a substance will have its melting point or freezing point more than the room temperature, then it will be in the solid form. So this is the list of different freezing point you can see here. And next we have a question here. Why different substances have different freezing points? The reason for having the different freezing point is same as we have for the different melting point, because you know between the particles are applying there is a force of attraction between the particles, and in different substances the particles are having different forces of attraction between them. So as we are saying melting point and freezing point is at the same temperature, so they will have at the same, because attraction forces between the particles of different substances are different. So on that basis we can say they have the different freezing point. So inshallah, see you in the next lesson with a new topic. Bye bye.